Hello everyone and welcome back to another Figurehead Reviews video, and today we are finally putting together the Sauron Build-A-Figure from the recent Deadpool Marvel Legends wave. Here we have each figure in the wave with the pieces that they come with. We have Omega Red with a leg, the X-Men suit Deadpool with the tail, the Boxers Deadpool with the head and torso, the Lady Deadpool with another leg, and then Wolverine and Bishop coming with the arms, and the wings were so big I just really couldn't put them out neatly, so I just threw them up there. But enough about that. Let's go ahead and get this together and take a look at Sauron. And here is Sauron completely put together, and holy crap, this Build-A-Figure is awesome. Hasbro really, I know this is some reused body parts, but Hasbro really went all out with this guy. That wingspan is ridiculous, and just the overall size is, yeah, this is awesome. I had to get pretty creative. I don't have a lot of figure stands. This is some cheap I think Bandai stands, and I actually just had to jam the peg up into the tail joint there, and you can even see it wobbling a little bit. He is actually a pretty heavy figure, so might have to invest in at least one decent stand to hold him up there, but I just cannot stress enough. I have here real quick the Wolverine figure, like the scale of that wingspan, you know, she takes up a wing. Like, he is huge, but that is just awesome. He doesn't have any accessories, of course, since he is the Build-A-Figure, so we're just going to go ahead and jump in and get a closer look here and check him out. And here is Sauron up close, and man, that is just a cool looking head sculpt. And we do get an articulated jaw, so looking inside, we can see some really good paintwork there. We don't just have a weird, same color green or anything on the back of his mouth. We get the tongue in there. The teeth look very cool. The musculature there of the open jaw. So that is really cool. Very well done. And it even shuts really well too. So it doesn't look bad opened or closed. So that is really cool. And the shading, I love the light green to the darker green there. And they do that throughout. So as we look, and almost even yellow, as we go down, we have, again, that shading, and then it goes into the green. And then same thing on the wings. All very cool looking. Another reviewer pointed out that this is a reused body mold from the old Amazing Spider-Man lizard figure from the movie. So that is where it comes from, but it's really well used here. I mean, it does okay. The only thing is, and I'll talk about this a little more, but I have a very loose diaphragm joint. That's kind of a bummer. Look at his loincloth. He's got some cool pouches, and just definitely been worn for a long time. It's ripped. It's ragged looking. More pouches there. Legs look cool. Claws, toes look good. And then checking out real quick, just one wing here. So it does come out, and yeah, that wingspan is just ridiculous, but it's very cool, and they really pulled it off pretty neat. They have, we'll show on the back here, so you have part of it sculpted there, then part of it attached there, and then you got a hinge there holding this piece on. So really well done. And then you got the tail. Yeah, just looking really cool. I mean, just the sheer size of this guy is just insane. That wingspan is ridiculous, and just a really good looking figure. And taking a look at Sauron's height, we can see that he's coming in, depending on how far he's looking down, at about 8.5 inches tall. So he is a pretty tall Build-A-Figure. As far as articulation, so you have a head that can go side to side, and he gets a little bit of rocking in it as well. He can look up pretty far, look down. Mentioned the jaw articulation, and then he does have a neck hinge that can get him to look up, but you see that you do expose that there, but you do have more articulation for side to side at that piece, so you can have the neck one way and look the other way. I don't know why you would do that, but you do get a little bit of backwards and forwards. So you have an arm that can go up. Well, I'll show you that in a second. You do have an arm that can go up quite a ways. You have bicep rotation. You do have a single jointed elbow, and then you do have hinge and rotation at the arm. And then this piece, I didn't really show it before, but these wings do port in. You just have a simple peg there, and then with that, you do get some articulation out of it. If you fully extend it, you get this ugly gap, but if you have it just right and you kind of bend at the elbows, you get a full, complete wing, which would look good for some of his flying poses. I also mentioned I have a very loose diaphragm joint, which you can see you get a lot of motion out of it, but I'm barely having to wiggle them around, so I might have to put some floor polish or something in there to help get that to hold a little bit better. You have legs that can come apart very far. You can kick forward, yeah, not bad. Kick backwards, not bad. Double jointed knees, and then you do have hinge and rotation at the ankle, and then he also has the tail articulation, which can go up and down again on that little slider joint, and of course you can spin it around as you see fit for that as well. And here we have all the figures in this wave, including the Build-A-Figure. We have the boxer shorts Deadpool, Bishop, Lady Deadpool along with Headpool, Wolverine, Omega Red, and then the X-Men suited Deadpool, and then Sauron in the back. And that about does it for this review, everyone. And overall, this is just an awesome Build-A-Figure. I love when Hasbro really takes advantage of getting us something with just a big size, big scale, and something that really wouldn't fit in some of the packaging that they do. And the fact that his wingspan is just as big as it is, I think it would be hard-pressed to put this figure into normal packaging, especially retailing him for just the $20. So big kudos to Hasbro for really making this Build-A-Figure a worthwhile one. And aside from that loose waist joint, pretty decently posable. I mean, you can do some cool flight poses. You can do some like defensive poses like he is here. A lot of potential for him. So really well done. And I'm definitely glad I got him. But as I mentioned, that is it for this review, guys. So make sure to hit that like button if you like this review. Please hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content just like this. And aside from that, thanks for stopping by and have a great day.